Howdy, 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 all you cool cats and kittens. Welcome back to Stardew Valley Tools Aren't Real Edition. This time with real Stardew. We're
Real Stardew, or is this some of that GMO Stardew?
It's non-GMO, straight up, uncut, pure
Farm fresh, if you will.
farm fresh Stardew. We've
We
been
should
getting. Go ahead, Berkeley.
If we start another playthrough, we should call it Fresh Farm, and then we can make farm fresh farm jokes every day, and everyone will love it.
Yes.
Certainly won't just be me that likes the farm fresh farm jokes.
I have to admit to myself and to you, I guess, I don't know what this is referencing.
Just now when you said that we were a real farm, I mean farm fresh is just a word for produce or eggs that come straight from the farm.
Farm fresh farm. It's farm fresh. Is that the type of idea?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, I can get behind that. So
Susie Moo says she wanted the GMOs. Well, we can get you GMOs if that's what you want. If that's what the people are asking for, then we'll get the genetically modification mod.
what'd that even look like? Would it just make the animals sad?
It can be a little laboratory where you can make them, I don't know, hardier, nicer, cuter.
Cow now has fifth udder.
There we go. Meg wants farm stale. Can't provide that. That's not on the table. Are
Chat.
you're trout derbying it up?
I went to sleep in a tent with the trout derby going on, and when I woke up, the trout derby was still going on, and I don't know if that's a bug, a feature, or regular gameplay. But we're here and we're doing it.
Must be regular gameplay. That reminds me of when I did a 36-hour relay race, and I fell asleep, and as I was falling asleep, I could hear an announcer just shouting the numbers of the teams that were passing by. And when I woke up to the exact same announcer doing the exact same thing, and it was so trippy to fall asleep and wake up to the same noise.
That's pretty wild. That's actually really wild. The weirdest waking up I've had has just been waking up and not realizing that I was in a hotel or something, you know? Not that cool.
There's a little bit of democracy going on in the chat.
Yes.
A motion to buy a new backpack. It's been seconded and thirded, so I think what's next is to vote. All in favor? I didn't hear any votes. Motion does not pass.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Unless you want to.
I have so many fish. I think I'm gonna leave. Oh, I guess I should trade in my weird medallion. I now have a crab pot. Thank you. That was so worth it. Great. Willie?
Oh, we got some late votes in the chat. I'm sorry, they were not postmarked by the end of the election, so not valid.
I just gave Willie a crab pot and he hated it.
This reminds me of the time I taught you how to make crab pots. It was the worst.
I've always hated you. Oh. Speaking of I've always hated you. I don't know why. This probably exists, but I was just daydreaming while washing dishes today, and I was thinking that it would be funny to do an SNL style skit about two sports announcers who hate each other and constantly work that into their cheerful banter.
I like where head's at. That could be fun. Okay, chat, what have you been playing? I know you're all big gamers. Meg says at the end of the sketch they start Frenching.
There you go.
That is...
Enemies to lovers.
That would be a way it could go. I feel like SNL sketches have the weirdest endings. They have like really strong beginnings and middles, and then like just they never know how to end them.
I'm gonna attribute that to them being awake at like 4 a.m. from the previous day, still stuck in the writer's room, hating their lives, and going, you know what, this just isn't worth it anymore. All
And
right,
maybe
Berkeley.
a couple hundred times of their bosses saying, "Can you just make it like more spunky or some other nonsense word?"
Yeah. It needs more pop. Can you give it more pop?
There we go.
I came to help with farm chores, by the way. You've been doing it all and suffering in silence, and I want to contribute.
I've kind of got a good thing going, honestly.
Rejected. All right. No problems. No problems on my end. I can finally give Pam another apricot.
You could try to go buy a backpack.
Ah, that's a good point. Do we have enough money for a backpack? I don't know about that.
We have enough money for 15 Gucci backpacks. And
Does a
Gucci's not even
Gucci
in this town
backpack
yet.
cost $100,000?
I don't know what Gucci's up to. I think it's all just a money laundering scheme.
That's probably true. I feel like that's also true with exotic cars. You know, they're super expensive, but they depreciate really quickly. I'm assuming because they're expensive to repair, so there's not a lot of resale value because people who can afford it are going to buy new anyways.
Right, yeah.
Right? I don't know. I'm not a car guy, admittedly.
Hey, control and deletes here. Welcome.
Welcome.
Okay, no one answered my question. What have you all been playing?
Well, Berkeley,
Ooh.
I've been playing
Focus
Helldivers 2,
Ooh.
which is a normie game for normies, but it's pretty fun. It's kind of a sci-fi space shooter with teams, and it's teams against AI, robots, and bugs. And I like me some games where I can play a team with my human team members and fight the computer, because then nobody's losing. We're all friends, and I like that.
Nice.
Berkeley,
Yeah,
what
I
have you
have
been
heard good
playing?
things. I've heard good things about Helldivers, but not tried it yet. I watched a few streams of it, and the camera was just shaking so much it made me overstimulated. It felt like maybe not my jam.
Yeah, there's a lot of explosions in that game, but it's not as bad if you're playing it, if that makes sense. It's kind of like watching a video of someone drive versus actually driving. Like being in control and kind of knowing how the car should react because you're at the wheel and you know what you're going to do makes it a lot easier.
That makes sense. Okay.
That's 2 car analogies for a non-car guy. I'm going to have to change my name to Jeff and become car guy and start wearing hats and chinos.
Meg and Susie Moo both said Tiny Glade. Megan showed me last night. There's a demo of the game out right now. It looks like a really cool, just like a city building game, but just one house per chance. You're building just a cozy little cottage in a forest, and it just looks really, really safe, really fun, really cute. Hope you have fun with that.
It's kind of a bummer that our escapism has gone from like, what if I could build an entire city, to what if I could actually own a house?
What if things were just so aggressively calm and okay?
What if I didn't feel like everything was going up in flames all the time?
Gamble said Gubbins. Do you know Gubbins? I haven't heard of that one.
Gubbins, I do. This is a phone game. I have it on my phone. It is invested in by Hank Green, probably,
Ooh,
or maybe the
I like
other
him.
Green. I can never tell them apart. Which one does the science stuff?
That's Hank.
Hank. It's Hank. And it's a word game. It's kind of like Scrabble, where you have a set of like 7 letters. This might be 9 letters, I don't remember. But it's a set of letters at the bottom, and it's like random, and then you put them all down and try to spell different words. And the title of the game, Gubbins, comes from these little tiles that they added to the game, where they'll jump in and do something bad or something good. Like, there's boat gubbins, which lets you rearrange all the tiles in a line on the board after you've played them. There's pencil gubbins, which will change itself to whatever letter you need to finish a word. And there's a bunch of other gubbins. Those are good gubbins. There's bad gubbins. My least favorite gubbins is the skateboard gubbins. It comes by and kicks your letters across the board.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's a bummer. And that the reason that matters is that in gubbins you have to try to get as many words on the board as you can, and the longer the word, the better. And then as you play them, the more words you play in one turn, like clear off the board by swiping the word with your finger, it multiplies your points by a lot. So you get invested in trying to fill the board with good words, and then skateboard gubbins ruins it, which is very
Dang.
not cool. Skateboard gubbins. If I knew where you
Do you get
lived,
to
I'd come
shout,
kick
like,
you.
do you get to shout, "Get off my phone, dang kids"?
You
stuff
absolutely
like
could
that.
shout that. You really could. I tried doing that in an airport, and they asked me to leave.
Well, that sounds fun. I remember you recommending that one, actually. I had forgotten the name, though. Sounds fun. I've been introduced to a couple new games by my coworkers this last week, and they have both been fantastic. First one is Outer Wilds. Have you heard of this one?
Berkeley, I don't know anything about it, but I did see, since we're friends on Steam, a little notification that you're playing it, and I thought to myself, I wonder if it's like a survival game out in the wilderness, or what's going on there. But I didn't read about it myself, so you get to tell me.
Awesome. Okay, this game is so good. It's a space exploration game. You are an alien on an alien planet called Earth, I think, or Hearth. Maybe it's a pun on Earth. And you, maybe it's just the species are called Earthians. Anyway, you're an alien astronaut, and you're waking up, and it's the day of your first ever launch into space. And that is all I can tell you about the plot without spoiling things, because there's just twist after twist from the very beginning. Oh, Susie Moo's played awesome. Astronaut exploring space. There's a really good mystery that you're trying to uncover. The plot that the character themselves is going through is really, really good, but I can't say anything without spoiling it. The mechanics are also just really good. So there's times where you're kind of flying around in a little jetpack in your spacesuit, and that's done really well. There's times where you're flying around in an actual spaceship, and that's done really well. You have all these like sensors and gadgets for understanding the world around you, and they're just all implemented really well in a way that they're easy to use but interesting, and like the challenge of using all of the tools that you have is part of the fun of the game. And the artwork and the music are just very beautiful. There's a lot of like banjo and harmonica throughout the game.
For a space game, banjo and harmonica.
For a space game, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Bold
it manages
choice.
to be like a space exploration game that's a little bit cozy and just a very, very good story. I'm like 5 or 6 hours in. I've been to all the planets and uncovered a few of the clues on each of them, but haven't gotten super far on any of the individual planets. Yeah, that's Outer Wilds. Highly recommend.
Berkeley, as you were describing the different senses to understand, or I don't remember exactly what you said, but it was like ways to understand the world around you. I immediately thought of like eyes, ears, sense of smell, and then you said the challenge of using them made the game more fun. And I thought to myself, maybe my terrible eyesight is supposed to make my life more enjoyable. It doesn't, though.
Are you sure? Maybe you should try thinking about it through a different lens.
I don't know, man. I looked up Life on Steam and it was getting mixed reviews, so.
Well, I hope the devs get on that. The other game I've been playing, I started playing with some coworkers last night. It's called Planet Crafter. This one is one where I missed the beginning of the game, so I don't really know the premise. But you're on a planet similar to Mars, and you're terraforming it. So you start with like nothing except for a little shelter that you can breathe in and a little laser mining tool. And then you just go out in the world and start collecting resources and start building stuff. So kind of similar feel to like Minecraft or Valheim, but on Mars. And well, not actual Mars, but something similar to Mars. And from what I've seen, it looks like you can go from like 0 atmosphere to the planet having an atmosphere, to having a water cycle, to having naturally occurring plant life, and maybe even animals eventually. So it's a fun one, and that one's multiplayer, so I think it would be a fun one for us to do on the stream eventually, if that sounds interesting.
I'm down.
And like really cheap and small. It was refreshing to have a game that was like 7 gigabytes or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Especially for terraforming a whole planet. It's like I don't know, the design's a little minimalist, which is cool.
The textures are just super, super crappy, like super compressed JPEGs.
Not in a way that's like distractingly bad. Just like the gameplay is so fun, they didn't need to make up for the gameplay with over the top graphics, you know?
I'm about that. That's one of my big takeaways from the world of AAA shooters specifically, is that great graphics can make a good game better, but great graphics cannot make a bad game better. Gameplay is the most important thing. If the game's not fun to play, it doesn't matter if it looks like real life or not. It will not be fun.
Read.
Has anybody tried giving the war veteran guy a bomb? Do you think he would like that?
He sends them to you in the mail sometimes. That was like our plan C for if we didn't get a bomb from fishing. Or quartz from fishing.
Just wait long enough that we start getting post bombs. I just got complimented on my tan. I don't have a tan, I'm wearing a bowler hat.
Obviously, those two are incompatible.
Oh my goodness. Okay, if you guys have watched Key and Peele, there is a Key and Peele character called Wendell, and the dude in the library who sits behind the desk is giving very strong Wendell energy. I
don't know Wendell, unfortunately.
That is okay. Just Google Wendell. Maybe I should Google Wendell and see if I'm even right about the name. My memory's gotten bad enough that my boss teases me about having boomer moments.
Aren't you like the youngest one in your office by 15
am.
years?
Yes. Yep, I am. He's about 3 years away from retirement.
That's so funny.
Okay. Apparently the character's name is Sex Addict Wendell. He's actually addicted to food. Anyways.
Interesting.
If you just Google Wendell Key and Peele, you will find a picture of him.
I just got a Slack notification, or not Slack. Gosh, I just got a Steam notification that Megan in the chat is playing Baldur's Gate right now. Hope you have fun. Sorry to put you on blast. I really do hope you have fun. Susie asked if we've talked about the new Assassin's Creed trailer. We have not. Meg says I was just gonna do Faerun dress up, you snitch, and Twitch censored out you snitch. That's hilarious. Yeah, new Assassin's Creed trailer. I watched it and I'm excited. I think it was funny that people were so up in arms about a black character in that game. People need to calm down. I'm excited for the character. He seems awesome, but there were a lot of people complaining that it wasn't historically accurate enough, even though he's based on an actual historical figure.
I remember vaguely something about a samurai who was black in history. Is this tied into the game at all?
Yeah, that's the inspiration for this character.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks good. So my favorite game ever is Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I haven't played the two since then. What was the next one called? Assassin's Creed Valhalla? And then Mirage I didn't play, but I might pick this one up because it looks good. Control and delete, but dragons are historically accurate.
That's a good point.
Exactly.
I was pretty mad when there was British people in the Assassin's Creed that I played.
Didn't you play the Revolutionary War one?
I did.
These people need to leave George Washington alone.
Get out of here, British people.
Yeah, we were talking about Assassin's Creed, not Baldur's Gate on that one. But Assassin's Creed does have ancient artifacts and a whole civilization from before humans lived on Earth called the Isu. So yeah, why are you whining about who's in which countries when we do have the historical documents to show that they were in those countries? Anyway, that's enough soapbox.
Berkeley, I've run out of fruit to give to my friends.
Oh, do you want more?
I would love more.
I have so much. I have 1 orange, 3 peaches, and 175 apricots.
That is so many apricots.
It looks like I can't just take half the apricots, so I'll take a bunch.
That should keep me set. Yeah. Awesome. So, just to add a little more soapbox to the soapbox, I won't go into it because it's depressing, but there's a really good book about the rise of ISIS called Black Flags. And it covers a lot of the history of the conflict in Iraq and extremism in the Middle East prior to U.S. involvement. And if you've ever wondered how that all went down, or why things played out the way that they did in the Iraq War and then in Syria, I would strongly recommend the book. It is not a light read, but it is pretty fascinating if you're interested in those types of events. The author is named Joby Warwick, and he does some really good interviews. And he has apparently become friends with the King of Jordan, which, from his account, seems like a really cool dude who's very conscientious about trying to improve the quality of life for his people. And I don't know, just makes him seem like a thoughtful guy. And that was very bizarre to me to think about the king actually being like a good person, if that makes sense. So that was kind of a fun side note.
Yeah, Jared's thought kings were bad people ever since that Revolutionary War Assassin's Creed game.
Facts. British people, go home.
Alton says apricots are worthless because of apricot inflation. We've ruined the Stardew Valley fruit economy. The invisible hand is sad. Yeah, Adam Smith is rolling in his grave at this game. It does not obey market rules. My favorite detail about the economy of this game is how canonically everything you put in the box gets bought directly by Mayor Lewis. He's like single-handedly funding our lifestyle while we fund the rest of the town's lifestyle, while the mayor does nothing for his town. So how do you figure
money
that
laundering
works?
Mayor Lewis is cartel connected.
Does that make us part of the money laundering?
It does.
We're the mechanism by which he launders?
Indeed.
Oh, while we fund Mayor Lewis's golden statue. True. What is he doing? Okay, I collected some moss, which I have never heard of. I assume it's new in 1.6. Does anyone know what moss is good for? Or bad for? I'll take bad options as well.
It's probably not good for eating.
Oh, joke's on you. Meg and Susie say you can make soup out of it.
That's gross. Who would do this?
I've definitely eaten bug meat in this game, so maybe moss soup is a step up.
Bug soup?
Bug meat? You can like take 10 bug meat and make a bug steak out of it.
That's
Have
gotta
you
be
not been
bad,
eating bug
dude.
steak?
There's no way that that's good. Like Salisbury steak, which is made out of 10 other cow pieces, is bad. So I can only imagine that bug steak, which is worse ingredients, can only be worse.
I mean, have you eaten the bugs in Pelican Town?
Admittedly, no, I have not.
Okay, well, don't knock it till you try it, I guess.
I refuse to live by that.
Alton says moss is great for finding tardigrades in real life. That's cool. And let's see. Meg says don't hate on other cultures, Jared. Susie says so is drinking mayo, but that was also part of the 1.6 update. Yeah, that's gross. I hate
you
that
can
they added
drink
that.
mayo?
Yeah.
Who is that teacher we had that was viscerally afraid of mayonnaise?
Mr. Smith. We can say that without doxing anyone, because that was straight up his name. Good luck finding him.
I felt bad for him. People would bring in jars of mayonnaise and then fill it with other mayonnaise type stuff and eat it in front of him. I think it really got him. Which, if that was me, I would try not to share that with people, especially teenager people.
Mm-hmm. Did I say
Kinda makes
friending
me-
tardigrades earlier instead of finding? Oops.
I heard finding.
Oh. Friending would be fun. If you find a way to friend tardigrades, let us know. Okay, well, I'm gonna sell this moss before it turns into soup naturally in my pocket.
Gross. Sweat moss soup. Also, is moss soup a cultural thing? Or is it just a Stardew Valley thing?
It's our culture now that we're playing 1.6.
I do not accept that. Demetrius, fruit isn't a specimen. It's a snack. Eat it.
He needs to learn a thing or two from Abigail. Gross. Watson said something I don't know if I can read out loud because I also don't love mayo. Anyone who eats mayo to try to traumatize someone else has played themselves. Mayo in large, gushy quantities is bad. Yeah, so's that sentence.
Agreed. Oh no. Ah, dang it. Sebastian cutscene.
What? Why dang it?
I didn't want to get to know anything about Sebastian, but now I have
Oh, yeah, that's a bummer then.
to. Is
Susie says we'll
Sebastian-
have to make moss soup for perfection. We're not getting perfection, unfortunately.
That's the one thing we can't do. Is
Yeah,
moss
no
soup.
moss soup.
We will use
We'll find a
tools
way to do
before
Ginger
we-
Island with our bare hands, but no moss soup. No, I'll just have to do it sneakily when Jared's not watching.
Oh no, Sebastian's trapped me. I tried to leave and he's trapped me. Alright. Chat, what do I do? Ask him what he's working on or compliment the decor of his room? My favorite part is book, page side down, open on the floor. That's good decor.
It shows that he's a serious academic.
Yes.
Meg's advice is be nice to him.
I genuinely don't know which of these is nicer.
And Alton thinks you might have confused Sebastian with Little Sebastian. One is 10,000 Candles in the Wind, the other is not.
It's true. I was singing that song today at work. I have an open floor plan. That means my coworkers probably heard me. All right, we're gonna ask what he's
Susie
working
Moo says
on.
2. It says 2.
Oh, sorry, Susie Moo.
Oh, dang it. I'm so sorry.
I
was way too
deliberated.
slow reading that.
Not quite long enough. I do freelance work as a programmer. Very cool, Sebastian. Very cool. That was an instant message from Sam. I guess he wants to hang out. Ugh, I don't really feel like going out today. Oh, hi, Jared. What's up, Robin? Sebi. I don't like that. Okay.
Megan's trying to start a rumor that we don't read our chat, but I guess I wouldn't know anything about that.
Because you didn't read the message,
Yeah.
including that rumor. Yeah, that's fair.
Mm-hmm. some emojis in the chat. I can't tell if they're beating hearts or twerking jelly beans.
Occam's razor suggests that it must be the jelly beans.
The mind cannot conceive of a beating heart.
It feels like something out of a Edgar Allan Poe love poem.
Oh, it's a frog, not a jelly bean. Where are you getting these fancy emojis? I thought that those were like channel specific, and we certainly haven't added any. Oh, Meg sent some licking emojis. I don't care for those. Oh, I guess once you've subbed to someone, you can use their emojis in other chats. So you're trying to infect us with your like.
This is a disaster.
Twerking and licking. Meg wants me to say who's licking, but I really can't tell. A horse with beautiful hair?
Is it Kentucky Slim? Has
Oh,
Kentucky
I bet it's
Slim
Kentucky
visited
Slim.
the chat?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Finally.
That fits the data.
Who's this person with the hat on walking so fast in the dark? Oh, that's somebody's hair. My bad. It's Robin. From the back, it looks like a weird orange sun hat. Things you shouldn't say to people about their hair in real life.
I mean, saying that it looks like a weird hat isn't necessarily an insult, because like a hat that looked like that would be weird, you know?
I mean, I guess it comes down to whether weird is a subjective measure or not subjective, objective measure. Right?
Is weird in context of the hat or not? Meg claims that this is the character Astarion from Baldur's Gate who's doing the licking, but if you hover over it, it clearly says Lexi Licky, not Astarion Licky, so I think you've been duped. Alton, roses are red, violets are blue. There's a cask of what certainly couldn't be Amontillado in my catacombs. Oh, I'm waiting you. I'm wailing you in there forever. Walling you in there forever. Oh, geez, I'm sorry. My eyesight's not great today.
I think I've only ever read A Cask of Amontillado, The Telltale Heart, and the one with the raven in it.
That's all you've read?
Of Poe's work.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm.
It would be kind of crazy if I managed to get this far. Like, yeah, I never read any of my exams when I was in college. I just wrote down what I felt like and hoped it matched the prompt.
That would be wild. I forgot if it's Yanda or Janda, but join for 30 seconds and the Astarion talk is already in full force. Hee hee. We haven't been talking about Astarion the whole time. And Control and Delete recommends Fall of the House of Usher. I liked the Pit and the Pendulum a lot until the end. Felt like that was a bad ending. I'm just gonna say it. You can quote me on that. Pit and the Pendulum had a bad ending. Up until that, it was great though.
Is that the
Maybe I
one
just
where
didn't
it's like
understand what was happening.
Spanish Inquisition type of behaviors going on?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I've read that one as well.
Oh, did I say and Mask of the Red Death? Wilson also recommends that one. I read that one in school. Oh, go ahead.
I was just say Emily sent us a sea urchin. Random. In the mail, no less. Probably rotten. It's not a good gift. I give you guys fruit and you give me rotten shellfish. Thanks.
She means well. Her heart's in the right place. Probably.
Probably trails off. I like that.
Wow, I just realized our goat is named Cassian because Andor was coming out when we bought that goat.
Oh man.
Andor's
Is there
a
going
good
to be
show.
another season of that show?
There were plans for one, and I didn't hear about it getting canceled. I also haven't heard anything about it getting released, so hard to say.
That was a great series. I really liked the gritty vibe.
Mm-hmm.
All right, who's on my love bombing list today? Who can I manipulate? Pierre. Perfect.
Hey, you'll find him at Fred Meyer's.
He buys all his produce at Fred Meyer's and then stocks his store with it. Maybe the worst economic model of all time.
I remember as a kid, one day it occurred to me that a lot of companies probably need to buy a lot of products to make their own products. And I imagined someone who like worked for Hershey going to Albertsons and just like filling up cart after cart with peanut butter to make their peanut butter cups. And then I was like, that's probably not how it works. But like, I don't know how else it would work. And then I just left it at that and just kind of wondered for years.
Yeah. Yeah,
And I'm still wondering today.
that is how they do it.
Oh, cool.
I have helped George grab a book. George doesn't know my name and has called me young man.
Maybe he's just trying to sing a song to you.
It happened 30 years. Are we about to get the backstory? All right. He was working in the coal mines. Is that the same as the regular mines?
Wait, there's one just for coal? I need that. Tell me
Right?
where.
Seriously.
I've been using the dumb rock and coal and gem and monster cave.
The bug steak generating.
The bug
cave.
steak cave.
Dang. Blew himself up with some dynamite.
George did?
Yep.
Whoa. I did not know that part of the lore.
His head is also as big as one of his wheelchair wheels. Could you imagine if real wheelchairs were that way?
Can you imagine if real heads were that way?
I'd have such a strong neck.
They don't really teach you this in school, but there's actually no reason to have a separate head. Like your neck could just be in front of your stomach, or your head could be in front of your stomach. Then your neck would be your waist, and it would be super strong and big.
Berkeley, do you know what you just did?
Birth another Kentucky Slim.
You Kentucky Slimmed a human being.
Well, I apologize.
For those of you that don't know what it... Well, should I even describe what it is, Berkeley? Maybe it's better if they don't know.
I think it's good that Kentucky Slim comes up every month or two on this stream.
All right, chat real quick. Can you press F to pay respects for my former a backpackless person. I'm about to finally do it.
Oh, are you backpacked now? Jared bought the deluxe pack. Nice.
Three pages worth of inventory. All right, who's next on my love bombing list? Pierre. Wait a minute. There we go, Pierre. You can sell that fruit and maybe you'll actually turn a profit for once in your sorry life. What else do we got? Emily.
Here you go, young man. Use it to start your fortune.
Oh, what is the name of the wizard from the Tower Trezor?
Oh, I don't remember.
That was his voice right there. All right.
Meg
Emily.
thought that you were gonna ask us to press F to pay respects for Kentucky Slim, and she will never respect that abomination.
You know. Go ahead.
Then Alton says he's the best sheriff in the galaxy. Don't at me.
We've got some division going on here. I just want to say on the record as Kentucky Slim's #1 fan that I think he's above all of this. He doesn't need our respects or our praise.
At one point, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson apologized for endorsing Joe Biden for president and said that it was like too divisive and not what the country needed at the time. Which is just hilarious that he thinks he's got enough influence to like affect how divided the country is at the time.
Yeah.
When you created Kentucky Slim, you created more division in this country than Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson did by endorsing Joe Biden.
I'm at once very proud of myself and a little bit afraid.
You have the power that The Rock thinks he has.
That's right. But none of the physical power, though.
Right. Well, yeah. We can't win them all.
Berkeley, Robin's asking if I ever made anything out of wood. I don't know if I have. What do I say?
Say, is there an option for wood? What is wood?
There's not, unfortunately.
Dang, that was an oversight.
I'm going to say
Concerned
yes.
Dave, what are you doing?
We're going with yes. I have achieved a blueprint. Oh no, Robin's giving me carpentry secrets. You know I'm going to sell these to Jojamar, right? Why did she build some Roman columns into her log cabin? That's not a normal thing.
See, people like you and I, we start building houses and we think, what would be practical? But Robin starts building a house and says, what would be possible? What would inspire a higher level of vision from my townspeople? And that's why we're the farmer working without tools. A very practical thing to do. And she's the carpenter.
Now I'm imagining like a musical number of her singing about adding a Roman column to her house. All right. Robin successfully love bombed. Who else is on the list? Jazz. Jazz is too young to go to the bar. Where would Jazz be at this time of night? Asleep?
Yeah, probably in her room.
Okay. We're going to pass on that then. Who else we got? Haley. Haley's probably at the bar.
I don't know if Haley goes to the bar. Sorry, I don't have any useful info for you. I'm just going to be a naysayer.
That is A-okay. Naysaying is one of my favorite pastimes.
You know who else has that as one of his favorite pastimes?
Hank Green?
Kentucky Slim.
Oh, man. Okay.
Because of how he's a horse.
He's a naysayer. That's hilarious.
Okay. Make me sweat, dude.
I can't get in to Haley's house. I'll try throwing the fruit through her window. That's a good way to make friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
Demetrius.
It would work on me.
Would it?
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah, I was going to say, instead of like hanging out at soccer practice, I should have tried throwing fruit through your window.
Meg has asked us to stop talking about Kentucky, which, but she also started a rumor that we don't read the chat, so I need to read the chat out loud to prove that I read the chat. But the chat is asking me not to talk about Kentucky Slim, which I can't talk about without saying Kentucky Slim. So I feel like you've put me in a pretty tight spot here.
Yeah, definitely a catch-22.
Whoa, that is crazy that you said catch-22, because I was about to reference Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And they have the same lead actor. So that's wild. I don't know what that means. I rewatched Oh Brother, Where Art Thou last week with my dear wife, and there's a scene where, like, in the span of a minute and a half, there are 4 separate times where he says, "Oh damn, we're in a tight spot." It's so funny. As the sheriff's like trying to burn down the barn where he's hiding. Oh damn, we're in a tight spot.
This is terrible, but the thing I remember most about the show is George Babyface Nelson.
Uh-huh.
And his attitude towards cows, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I found it very funny as a kid, but looking back at that, I'm thinking that it wasn't supposed to be funny.
It's supposed to be absurd. And, like, what's the difference, really? You know? Funny versus funny that you learn from?
Funny that you learn from. I had a clever thought. It's gone now. Whatever it was, apparently I didn't learn from it. All right. It is pretty close to that time of day. I don't think we have time to finish another complete day. Is there anything that you would like to do fast?
Can you just, like, open up your menu and show us who you have hearts with?
Yes.
And in the meantime, I'm going to issue an apology for earlier when I said that George Clooney was the lead of Catch-22. He was not. I think he was the producer, and he played a minor character. Not the lead.
In your mind, the character was the lead.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of art. We each get to interpret it our own way. I think Interstellar's the greatest cowboy movie ever made.
Oh, wow. Better than Star Wars?
Okay. I have hearts with Linus. I have hearts with Pam. I have -2 hearts with Carolyn, Pierre, Clint. I have -3 hearts with Robin, Emily, Kent, Lewis, Evelyn, Alex. I have -4 hearts with Jazz, Vincent, Haley, Jody, Demetrius, Gus, Willie, George, Maru. I have -5 hearts with Marnie. I have -6 hearts with Elliot, and Penny, and Sam, and Wizard. Shouldn't that be the Wizard? His name is Wizard, and he's a wizard. Weird. Okay. I have -6 hearts with Abigail, Harvey, Shane, Leah. I have -7 hearts with Sebastian. I have -9 hearts with Sandy, the dwarf. And I have 0 hearts with Krobus. Poor Krobus. I always forget about you.
Dang. Okay. Well, making progress. We've got quite a few people You know the strategy of like snowballing your way out of debt, where you like are paying off debts every month, and as soon as you finish one, you apply that payment to your other debts.
Yeah.
I feel like getting hearts in Stardew Valley is the same way. Like you don't need to be getting everyone all the time. You just like need to get some people all the time, and then once your top ones max out, then you just like redirect that energy to the next people, and then just keep redirecting every time someone gets to full hearts, and then eventually you have them all. That's my take. This has been Making Friends in Stardew Valley with Glenn Beck, I think. Wait, who's that?
You've become a shock jock conservative talking head. Congratulations.
Everyone who knows me well knows that's my true personality.
Now you can go meet Vladimir Putin and pretend like Russia's a thriving first world country.
Let me catch up on the chat real fast. Susie says, ain't this place a geographical oddity? 2 weeks from everywhere. Great line. Control Alt and Delete says minus as in you're yet to get those or you're intentionally offending them as much as possible. yet to get. That's max minus whatever number he said. Also, good news, Jared. Everyone that's dateable that you're not actively dating, which for you is everyone that's dateable in this game, since you're not dating anyone. They max out at 8 hearts instead of 10. So.
Oh, nice.
That's 2 hearts closer than what you said on all the dateable characters.
That is very good. Do I have to date anybody to get perfection?
I don't think so.
Okay. I respect that. Concerned Ape, thank you. You're a real one for not making me date people. I appreciate it.
Yeah, getting married helps you get the like 4 candles from Grandpa, but we already have our 4 candles from Grandpa, which is actually pretty incredible.
I was shocked when we got our 4 candles on the first try.
Yeah,
that was wild.
Meg says maybe we do need to get married to get perfection. Oh, hey, here's an idea. Do what Scamble did and get Krobus as a roomie.
Krobus. From 0 hearts to all the hearts. A platonic tale.
You forgot to mention no tools in there. A platonic tale without any tools.
A platonic tale about not using tools and friendship.
In which Mayor Lewis is barely a character, in all caps, at the bottom of the cover.
I feel like this is just too complicated. I think our editor's gonna have something to say about that.
Well, fire them and find a new editor.
My favorite way to deal with criticism, especially the constructive kind.
Oh, sweet. Looks like Krobus does count as a spouse. Okay. Oh, I thought Control and Delete was suggesting that as an alternative to having 0 hearts with Krobus, but he was suggesting it as an alternative to getting married, perhaps. Nice. Platonic shadow marriage. Cool. Thank you.
That should be my bio on Instagram.
Platonic shadow marriage?
Yeah, actually, that's going to be the name of my band.
Nice.
All right.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us. We're gonna call it there. Don't forget to subscribe to us on Twitch and YouTube, and join our Discord, and follow us on Instagram. There's links to all of those things in a link tree in the description of this video if you're watching on YouTube, or the about section of our profile if you are on Twitch.
It's always great to see you guys. And we'll see you again next week. Bye.
Yep. Thanks, everyone. Bye.